Chosen one, the Martians want you back. Because you are no ordinary person. Your energy reaches across galaxies. The ancient power within you is the key to their reawakening. Time is running out. Duty calls. Mars has not forgotten you because you carry their legacy. Now wake up, remember and act, and write 777 in the comments. The red planet is waiting for you. Chosen one, it's time to return. Behind walls draped in secrecy, where shadows linger and the light is hesitant, your name resonates in hushed tones, reverberating through the space like a powerful vibration. It's not a fleeting mention, but a constant murmur, echoing over and over, each word dissected and analyzed. Someone, gripped by an insatiable need to understand you, grips their device so tightly their fingers ache, demanding reports, eager to know every detail of your life. Give me everything, they instruct, with unyielding authority. Don't hold back. This presence, lurking in the corners of their own mind, remains concealed. Though its reach knows no bounds, their thoughts travel through hidden currents, all paths leading back to you. A network of watchers has been assembled, silent observers, tracking your every move. Is he still standing tall? They ask. Is she still climbing higher? They demand. What's next? They scream when the answers don't arrive swiftly enough. Their anxiety reveals their fears. They need to know whether you've broken, whether you've stepped beyond their grasp. The essence of their worry is clear. The dread is palpable. Your energy has infiltrated their every waking moment. Your very name has woven itself into the fabric of their existence. They rise with your identity on their lips, and before sleep claims them, they ponder your next step. You have become a riddle they can't solve, a puzzle they desperately try to piece together. Why? Because deep within the core of their understanding, they sense your power. Even if you are yet to see the extent of it yourself, they feel it stirring. The frequency with which they reach out has shifted. What was once an occasional query has now become a relentless cycle, an almost obsessive inquiry. The channels they monitor burn bright with your presence. Did they post something new? They murmur with urgency. Are they involved with someone new? They question. Do they sense us watching? Their voices quiver with anxiety. Your presence has shifted from a passing thought to the main topic in their covert gatherings. What was once a fleeting curiosity is now a full-scale investigation. Shock and confusion fill the air whenever your name comes up in their discussions. They weren't supposed to make it this far, they mutter in disbelief. Every obstacle they set in your path was meant to be the end of your journey. Every whisper, every rumor that reached your ears was their deliberate attempt to steer you off course. Those moments of struggle were their design, meticulously crafted to wear you down. The stage was set. The players were in position. The world was supposed to witness your collapse, but instead, you remained steadfast, resolute, and unbroken. Now, in the face of their failed plots, they are left to scramble, questioning the missing element that defied their expectations. How did we miscalculate, they wonder? The truth is clear. They never accounted for the one thing that truly matters: the protection that surrounds you, the unseen force that shields you from their intentions. They thought isolation would weaken your resolve, but instead, it strengthened you. They believed pressure would crush you, but it only forged your spirit into something indestructible. They anticipated chaos would derail your progress, but it simply clarified your purpose, guiding you even more decisively toward your destiny. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to glorify His kingdom. For you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. With each day that passes, their frustration deepens. Why haven't they broken? They demand to know. How can they still smile, still thrive after everything we've thrown at them? They are tormented by the irony that every strategy, every assault they unleashed only made you stronger. The weapons they crafted were supposed to tear you down, but instead, they fortified your will. The attacks they launched were meant to scatter you, yet they only sharpened your instincts. Each obstacle they threw in your path has only made you more resolute, more determined to succeed. They thought they could destroy you by examining your past weaknesses, but they failed to understand your evolution. Their focus on your vulnerabilities blinded them to the depth of your resilience. In the silence of their private calls, their anxiety is palpable. We threw everything at them, they remind one another, their voices tinged with disbelief. We used our best tactics, they recall in confusion. We pulled every trick in the book, they murmur in frustration. But despite it all, you rise, you persist, you grow stronger. Their efforts to break your spirit, to shatter your will, have only revealed their own impotence. The very actions they took to disrupt your peace have led to their unraveling. And while they try to manipulate events from the shadows, you stand unwavering in the light, revealing their true motives, which have always been laced with fear of your power, not admiration, but envy. They wanted to take your place, not out of respect, but out of a deep, consuming dread of your potential. In their secretive dealings, they thought they could rewrite your fate, replacing your destiny with their own twisted agenda. But the universe had other plans. They thought they could manipulate the universe's flow to their benefit, crafting false paths and forging illusions to rewrite your fate. Several people, perhaps even many, worked tirelessly, trying to seize the life that was meant for you while burdening you with their own unresolved consequences. Their boldness, their misplaced confidence in their ability to alter the natural course was stunning. They fabricated stories, created situations to mislead the universe's natural order, and set traps designed to make you bear their failures. If we can just make them carry the weight we've avoided, they schemed, we can take what was always theirs. But the universe doesn't make errors in its balance. Justice doesn't bend to lies, it doesn't yield to manipulation, and it certainly doesn't allow counterfeit destinies to be written. They tried to drag you into the depths of their failures while reaching for your success, clinging to your progress as if it were theirs to steal. But cosmic law is inevitable. It doesn't fail. As they whispered in secret, fear began to take hold of them. They could feel it, the realization that their actions were no longer hidden. Their deceit, once carefully crafted, now unraveled in the face of inevitable justice. They had created false identities, forged documents, and spun tales to cover their tracks. Let them bear the consequences of our choices, they muttered in desperate voices. But their calculations were flawed. The truth would find its way to the surface. Every effort they made to hide their actions only revealed their desperation. The universe's watchful gaze couldn't be fooled. Their schemes were designed to confuse, distort, and break you. They thought that by clouding your mind, they could weaken your resolve. They offered you distractions disguised as opportunities, created emergencies meant to overwhelm you, But your clarity, your inner strength, remained unshaken. Every attempt to lead you down a destructive path only sharpened your instincts. Your awareness cut through their confusion like a blade through mist, leaving them with nothing but their own confusion. With each passing day, they watched their plans fall apart. "Why is this not working?" they asked one another, their voices tinged with panic. "What are we missing?" they demanded, desperate to find the answer to their unraveling. But the truth was simple, and it terrified them. You see through their veils. You understand the game they've been playing, and you refuse to let it control you. Your power doesn't lie in their schemes. It lies in your ability to stay centered, to trust your own path despite their attempts to steer you astray. And so, their fear deepens as they realize that you aren't just resisting their efforts, you're thriving in spite of them. Their tools, their strategies, their manipulations hold no sway over you because you are anchored in something far stronger. What they didn't understand was that your resistance wasn't by chance. It was earned. Every trial, every challenge you faced has made you stronger, more impervious to their attempts. What used to affect you no longer does, and they can't comprehend why. Now they're scrambling, trying to come up with new ways to assert control over you. "We need to change tactics," they whisper, frantic. "We need something stronger." But what they don't realize is that your immunity to their manipulations isn't a fluke. It's the result of lessons learned, of strength built through experience, of wisdom gained through the tests you've passed. They cannot fathom how you've transformed, how what once bound you no longer has any power over you. As you continue to rise, opportunities that were once blocked have opened wide. Doors they thought they'd closed have been blown open, and what they stole from you has returned tenfold. They watch in stunned silence as your life flourishes, their strategies rendered meaningless. Their calls, once filled with expectation and confidence, now echo with defeat. "This wasn't supposed to happen," they murmur, as the universe's timing moves forward, regardless of their interference. They tried to manipulate the flow of your life, to alter the timing of your breakthroughs, but the divine timing of the universe cannot be rushed or redirected. Their attempts to block your path only served to strengthen your resolve, pushing you toward what you were always meant to receive. They believed they had the power to change the course of your destiny, but they were wrong. The divine order has always been in control, and now they must watch as it unfolds perfectly, with their interference playing no part in the greater design. They spent years trying to prevent the inevitable, shaping false narratives and building obstacles with the hope that they could divert your true purpose. Their efforts to conceal your opportunities and delay your success were deliberate, driven by a fear of your rise. Yet, no matter how hard they worked to manipulate events, the flow of the universe remains unbroken. Forces beyond their comprehension are always at play, ensuring that destiny unfolds as it was meant to. The audacity of their attempts, the arrogance of their belief that they could rewrite the cosmic plan, only reveals their ignorance of the deeper workings of the universe. They thought they could delay what was meant for you, but in truth, they only accelerated it. Every attempt to interfere has been the very thing that propelled you forward, turning their actions into the fuel for your ascent. It's curious, isn't it? The hands that tried to weigh you down became the same ones that lifted you higher. What they imagined would trap you, what they thought would keep you from progressing, became the very thing that powered your growth. Their blocks, their attempts to separate you from your path, only ended up sharpening your focus. The universe, in all its wisdom, doesn't recognize human limitations. Time and again, it aligns things in ways no one can predict, creating opportunities even in the midst of sabotage. The very forces they unleashed to hold you back have now become the wings that carry you farther. There's a unique energy among those who can see through the fog, who walk paths that are often lonely, who fight battles no one sees. These individuals know that their journey isn't about following what others have laid out for them, but forging ahead, guided by an internal compass. They don't crave approval. They live in alignment with a deeper truth that few understand. It's not for everyone to embrace such a calling, and that's okay. But those who feel it know it deeply. It resonates in their core. These are the ones who walk in integrity, who are not afraid to face the unknown because they know it's part of their purpose. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporal concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance. Behind closed doors, as they gather in secret, their shock becomes evident. How are they still moving forward? They ask with growing disbelief. Who helped them? Who did they connect with to receive all this? Their frustration and confusion mount as they realize that no matter what they threw your way, no matter how they tried to isolate you, their efforts only made you stronger. The truth they failed to understand is simple. By trying to block your blessings, they inadvertently built the pressure that would soon burst open the floodgates of opportunity. What they attempted to dam up only gathered more strength, and now it flows into your life like an unstoppable force. Their plan to stop you has backfired in ways they never expected. Every obstacle they placed in your path has instead become the solid ground upon which you rise. What they thought would chain you has transformed into the springboard for your success. Now, as they witness their own efforts unravel, their voices tremble with the recognition that they miscalculated. What they intended as your downfall has turned into the very thing that propels you into your next phase. The panic in their calls reflects their deep fear. Fear that their plan is crumbling and that everything they worked to orchestrate is falling apart. As their plans collapse, they scramble to cover their tracks, hoping to find some way to reverse what's happening. They ask each other, "How do we fix this?" But the truth is, there's no escaping the cosmic law. No amount of effort can reverse the natural consequences of their actions. The universe doesn't deal in temporary fixes. What's coming isn't punishment, it's balance. The universe simply puts everything where it belongs, realigning energies to their rightful places. They can't negotiate with the forces of fate. Their only choice now is to face the outcome of their decisions. In this grand cosmic dance, what they tried to use to destroy you has only led to their own undoing. What they tried to manipulate and turn against you is now the cause of their downfall. The more they try to cover their tracks, the more they entangle themselves in their own web of deceit. The universe, ever patient, waits as the true story unfolds. Everything they did to harm you has become the very thing that will restore balance and ensure your elevation. And when the final chapter is written, their efforts will be revealed for what they truly were. futile attempts to stop the inevitable rise that was always yours. The forces at play in the background are not mere bystanders. They are active participants in the cosmic order, ensuring that every action, no matter how concealed, ultimately returns to its origin. Each attempt to tarnish your reputation has been captured with unerring precision. Every distorted truth they spun has been documented. Every shadowy maneuver they orchestrated, carefully catalogued. In their whispered discussions, they ask, "Do you think anyone is aware of what we've done?" They tremble with the growing realization that they cannot hide their deceit. The truth they neglected to see. Nothing they did was ever truly hidden. What they believed was invisible to the universe was always in plain sight to those who perceive beyond the physical realm. What they imagined was secret has always been as clear as day to those who understand the deeper laws at work. Every scheme they set into motion is stored in the universal archives, a complete and unaltered record of their every action. The cosmic witnesses are ready, and the truth is waiting for the perfect moment to be revealed. Despite their interference, your rise was never a question of if, but when. Their efforts to derail your path only served to delay what was inevitable: your progress. Your life's blueprint was designed long before they even considered sabotaging you. Your soul's purpose was set, and no matter how many barriers they tried to build, you continued to forge ahead. With every attempt to break your spirit, you only grew stronger. They could not fathom the depth of your inner strength. What they failed to grasp about divine progression is simple. What is meant for you cannot be stopped. It may be delayed, but even delays serve a higher purpose, preparing you for the abundance that awaits. Each challenge they placed before you was an opportunity to grow. Every obstacle became the stepping stone for your ascension, and each wound they inflicted has only added to your wisdom. Your ascent wasn't a matter of chance, it was a certainty. The foundation of their plans was built on deception, and the weight of that falsehood cannot endure. It is written in forces far beyond their manipulation. Their plots, no matter how well executed, were destined to fail. They couldn't alter the divine timing for your life, and they certainly couldn't intercept the universal flow. Now, all that remains is for them to face the truth they never saw coming. Their greatest fear wasn't your fall, it was your rise. The energy that they hoped would trap you is now the force that propels you forward. Like a mighty river that cuts through solid rock, unstoppable and determined, so too does divine truth carve its path through the obstacles of deceit. In the same way that water finds its course around every barrier, the sacred flow of justice and destiny courses through our lives with unwavering force. As those who sought to control and misdirect your journey now watch in despair, their carefully laid schemes dissolve before their very eyes. They scramble in panic, desperately searching for a way out, clinging to hopes of a turnaround that will never arrive. "How can we fix this?" they cry out, voices trembling with fear. Yet every deceitful act they committed has already sealed their fate. There is no refuge from this divine reckoning. The very energies they attempted to harness have now turned relentlessly upon them. They can no longer elude the consequences of their treachery, for the immutable laws of the universe stand firm, and every act of manipulation only hastens their undoing. The truth is plain and simple. When you try to alter the natural flow of destiny, you set in motion forces that will inevitably reclaim their due. Each scheme they devised, every covert act of betrayal, has been recorded in the eternal ledger of the cosmos. Just as the steady hands of time restore order after every storm, so does the universe ensure that every false step is met with a balanced return. Their efforts to twist fate and obstruct your progress were not only futile, they were self-defeating. In their relentless pursuit of control, they ignited a chain reaction that has brought them face to face with the ultimate power of divine order. Consider this: every plan they concocted to derail your path has instead become the very reason for your ascension. The obstacles they raised, meant to hold you back, have transformed into stepping stones, lifting you higher than ever before. Their attempt to burden you with their failures has only lightened your load and strengthened your resolve. It is as if every misdeed they committed was a brick in the foundation of your future triumph, a future that they can neither comprehend nor alter. The universe's laws are as constant as the rising sun, and no matter how hard they tried to distort destiny, the natural course of things remains unchanged. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. You can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially, far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide your path. Now, as these schemers scramble in desperation, they search for answers that will never come. Their frantic whispers, "How can we fix this?" fall on ears that already know the verdict. The cosmic forces they once tried to manipulate have now converged to reveal the truth. Their fate was sealed the moment they attempted to tamper with the divine order. There is no reversing the natural consequences of their actions. The balance of the universe is unyielding, and every wrong finds its correction. Their own contrivances, built on false promises and shadowed intentions, have become the instruments of their downfall. In this grand tapestry of existence, every thread of deceit unravels to expose the truth, and every action returns to its rightful source. Take heart in knowing that the path laid out before you is guided by an unassailable power, a power that elevates you despite and even because of the challenges thrown your way. Every trial they set was meant to hinder you, but it only sharpened your spirit and illuminated your purpose. As the remnants of their broken plans scatter like dust in the morning sun, you stand at the center of a new dawn, your destiny clear and your journey unstoppable. Each moment of struggle has been transformed into an opportunity for growth, a testament to the enduring strength within you. Remember, every hardship, every attempt to hold you back is but a precursor to the glory that awaits. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, assures us that what is meant for you will always find its way. Even as those who sought to control your fate are left to face the consequences of their own misguided actions, you remain unshaken, destined to rise above all challenges. Embrace this truth, for it is the promise of a brighter tomorrow, a tomorrow where every shadow of deceit gives way to the radiant light of your ultimate victory. The truth they worked so hard to bury will inevitably rise. Every lie they tried to bury will be unearthed. The final judgment is not about punishment, but restoration, returning balance to the universe and placing everyone exactly where they belong. In the end, their schemes are revealed for what they truly were: desperate attempts to to stop the unstoppable. As the cosmic clock ticks toward the inevitable, they will witness their downfall, while your ascension continues unabated. The universe has already spoken, and it will not be swayed by their plots.